Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. Guys, I've been asked a question. Obviously, we've had a fight with Plant and Canelo. Smash the like button on this video. I don't think I need to tell you guys now. You guys do it anyway. But people are asking, what next? Who next for Canelo Alvarez? Who do you want to see Canelo fight next? There's a lot of names: Charlo, Benavidez, Bivol, Beterbiev, Golovkin. There's also Andrade. There's some names out there that obviously people want to see Canelo fight. He's also now worked with the PBC, so it makes the fights with Benavidez and Charlo very, very easy to make, because, you know, his relationship with Al Heyman, Canelo said everything went well. So that means that, you know, those fights are going to be easy to make. And Canelo obviously has got a good relationship with Al Heyman as well. But who do you guys really want to see Canelo fight? Who do you want to see him fight? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you want to see Canelo fight next? I don't really want to see him fight Golovkin. I think he may fight Golovkin, but I'm not that interested. I think we've already seen it, and there's other options out there. I think Charlo is a good fight, but am I that interested in a Charlo fight? Probably. I'd watch it. Am I interested in a Benavidez fight? Again, it's a good fight. I'd watch it. It excites me. Andrade, that would probably excite me more than all of the fights at 160 and 168, just because of the back and forth between the two. And I think there'll be some real needle there, just like we got with a Plant fight. I think Canelo would want to prove a point, but Canelo's already said that he has no interest in that fight. The fight that I really want to see, the fight that I think is the most competitive, is not at 168 or 160. It's against Artur Beterbiev. I think that's the fight where a lot of people view that as a 50-50 fight. I personally think Canelo beats Beterbiev. But I think Beterbiev has a kind of style that can cause Canelo issues. And I want to see him overcome that style, because I haven't seen him overcome that style since Golovkin. And he had issues with Golovkin. Let's put it right. You know, the Golovkin fights weren't easy. And listen, when you're fighting a future Hall of Famer, it's not going to be easy. But he hasn't really fought anybody of that style since. You know, all of the guys that he's fought after that have been pure boxers, really, like Billy Joe, Caleb Plant, Smith. But they're not the come-forward pressure fighter like Beterbiev. Beterbiev is a big puncher, a big dude, and a big come-forward style. Now, Beterbiev, question marks about his chin. His defense, again, question marks. But he's a very strong and big, powerful guy. And I said that the only way you beat Canelo is you have to have good skills, but you have to have size, power, and be able to push Canelo back. Beterbiev has the ability to do that. He has the physical strength and power to push Canelo back. Does he have the chin? Does he have the defense to be able to beat Canelo? I'm not sure. I would favor Canelo in that fight, and I think he beats Beterbiev. But again, that would be a real 50-50 fight, because Canelo could lose that fight. That's a hard fight. And that would be a matchup that I would get excited about. I would get very, very excited about watching him against Beterbiev, because that would be, as a Canelo fan, and as you guys, as some of you hardcore Canelo fans, you'll be on the edge of your seat. Because let's be honest, most of these fights that Canelo's had, we're quite confident that Canelo wins the fight. With this one, you won't be confident. With this one, you'll be nervous. If you're a hardcore Canelo fan, you'll be nervous because you know there's a chance he can get beat. And let's be honest, that feeling hasn't been there for a while. Since he fought Golovkin, that feeling hasn't really been there, because most of the fights that he's been fighting, he's been a substantial favorite in. Like, what was he? The odds were like he was 12-1 to win against Plant. And this was an undisputed fight. So against Beterbiev, it would be seen as a proper 50-50 fight. Canelo might be a slight favorite amongst the bookies, but it would be a 50-50 fight. According to a lot of the hardcore boxing fans, that would be a proper close fight. And that would be a fight where it wouldn't be a shock if Canelo was to lose. Some people think he should avoid Beterbiev and fight guys like Bradis. Like Carl Frampton was saying, he should avoid Beterbiev and fight Bradis at cruiserweight, which I think would be ridiculous, to be honest with you, because Bradis is a really good cruiserweight. And I don't know whether Canelo can move up to that weight and fight someone like Bradis. That would be maybe a step too far. But Beterbiev, I think, is a realistic fight, because I don't think Beterbiev is too big for him. I think he can. I can definitely think that's a fighter. Those fighters at light heavyweight are guys that he can beat. But again, it would be a risk. I think Bivol he beats comfortably, personally. I think Joe Smith he beats comfortably. I think he beats everyone at light heavyweight comfortably. I think the only fight for him is Beterbiev. And I think a lot of people want to see him fight Beterbiev as well. I think that's the fight that a lot of people want to see him fight, because I think they think that that's a dangerous fight for him. I personally think I personally think he beats Beterbiev, and it might sound crazy. I just think Canelo is a complete fighter, and I'm not sure Beterbiev is. And I think what allows Canelo to go up and beat these guys is his granite chin. I think that's what people don't understand, is that Canelo's chin. That's why he's able to move up these weight classes and fight the way he does, because he's got a granite chin. It doesn't seem like you can hurt this guy. Now, if Beterbiev can't hurt him, then I don't think anyone from 175 to 160 can. Because if Beterbiev, a big punching 175, physically strong, can't hurt Canelo, then I don't think anyone can. Because Beterbiev is an absolute beast. That's the ultimate test for Canelo. If Canelo beats Beterbiev, then I think we can say that Canelo is unbeatable. Like, he's not getting beaten by anybody from 175, unless he just grows 40, 50 years of age, and then maybe someone could get him. But in his prime years, if he beats Beterbiev, like, I won't be surprised if he fights Beterbiev next. There are challenges at 168 and 160, but I don't see what he gains from fighting those guys at 160. He's become undisputed. He's got nothing to gain. Canelo to fight Beterbiev would add to his legacy. Like, this Plant fight added to his legacy because Canelo became undisputed. The problem I have with the Benavidez and Andrade fight, Charlo, I don't really think he gains anything from those fights from a legacy point of view. He's already become undisputed at 168. The Beterbiev fight adds to his legacy, because now he'd be fighting somebody that people think can beat him, or a lot of people seem to think Beterbiev beats him. So the point I'm making is that fight adds to his legacy. That fight adds to his reputation further. That fight nails on him being the greatest Mexican fighter. That fight adds to his legacy where he ranks of all time. And that's why I think that fight makes, from a legacy standpoint, the Beterbiev fight for me makes more sense, because that would add to his reputation. That would add to where Canelo stands in an all-time great list. I don't think like Charlo fights, Andrade fight, yeah, but Beterbiev more so, because Beterbiev is a unified champion at a light heavyweight, and he's in his prime. Yeah, he's 36 or whatever, but he's a fresh fighter. He hasn't taken too much damage. So for me personally, I think that fight adds to his legacy a lot more than the fights at 160 and 168, because he's already become undisputed. He can only, for me, by putting in a poor performance or losing to an Andrade or Benavidez, which I don't think he does, it will only, for me, ruin his legacy. Whereas him going up and fighting Beterbiev, even if he was to lose, yeah, it'll slightly have when you're at Canelo's level, any loss would hurt your legacy. But people will say he took on a unified champion at 175. If he beats him, which I think he would, then that puts Canelo on a whole new level. That makes Canelo, I don't know, that just adds to his legacy, adds to where you rank him in an all-time list. I'm not just talking about Mexican fighters. I'm talking about all-time great fighters of all time. He may finish a top 10 greatest fighter of all time. You may put Canelo as a top 10 greatest fighter of all time when it's all said and done. So that's what that kind of fight does to his legacy. So for me, I want to see him fight Beterbiev. I believe he beats Beterbiev. That's a big statement, but that's my opinion. I'd love to know your opinion, guys. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.